Now, in case 5, we will discuss the um, equals method. Now, for your information, where are those equals method string? I've already told you that these methods are present in the predefined classes, that is object, string, and the in Java lang package is predefined. So when you are doing the Java coding, those inbuilt methods will be used. So here we are in the case file. Let's discuss equals and equals method in Java. Now this equals method is also related to string only. So it is for comparison of the string reference variables. Now I will just verbally tell you there's some few points regarding this uh, equals method. So you can just so if you're not uh, I think if you're feeling heavy, like if you're not understanding right now, so I urge you to watch this video again when you reach home, or you can just Google out. So I think you will be able to understand it better if you watch one more time, because it's not easy to understand at the first time. So I want you to watch this tutorial one more time. And I'm just going to say the points verbally here, and you can note down. And if you can make note, then it will help you. So regarding this equals method, the first point is that now this equals method is frequently used in the project development, so it's very important. So every basics of Java is important. So that's why you should not miss the small points also. So the first point regarding this equals method is that equals method returns the Boolean return type. The return type for this equals method is it returns Boolean, it is true or false. Now the second point is it returns true or false. Now the second point is equals to method compares the reference variable. Now when it comes to now I have told you that the equals method is present in the string and object class. So these are the predefined classes which is present in java.lang package. Now if when you deal with the equals method which is in the object class, then this method compares the reference variable. Now when you deals with this equals method with a string class, then this equals method compares the content of the reference variable. So if you are not understand right now, as I told you, you just note down the points. Equals method compares the reference variables when you are dealing with the object, and equals method compares the content of the reference variable when you are dealing with the string class. And if two reference variables are pointing to the same object, it returns true, otherwise false. So I think you have got the point. These 4 points. Equals method returns the Boolean return type. Equals method compares the reference variable when dealing with the object, and equals method compares the content of the reference variable when dealing with the string object. And if two reference variables are pointing to the same object, then it returns true, otherwise false. So let me just give you an example regarding this equals method. Okay. So example, let's just remove this. Not be good. Now let's say we have class test, and let's just create one constructor here. So we're just declaring the constructor with one parameter str and the string str. Now let's try to create the test object. T1 is equal to new test. Now this is the test class. We have one constructor and it is accepting one parameter. Let's say sonam. Let's create another object. T2 an object, and we are trying to print. So just to show the show how this equals method, which is present in the object and in the string class, behaves. Okay. Now let's compare this T1 and T2. Okay, T1 and T2. This is object level. I'm going to explain now. Well, yes, T1 dot. So you compare equals. Then you are comparing with the T2. So this is the first approach. So let's discuss one by one. So let's just try to see what is the output of this code. Now, guess what is your answer here? Now, immediately, what you are thinking is that here T1 and T2 have the content sonum and sonum, and you might be thinking that true will be printed. So let's just check whether it is true or not. Java test. So our assumption is wrong. So it is printing false. So our output is false. Now I'm just going to explain why it is false. Now just before that I have told you that, so what we are trying to do it here, when you are creating the object with a new keyword, I've told you that now what does heap memory does is that even if the content is same, different objects is being created in the heap memory. It will not refer to the previous object. So this is the point that I have already mentioned you regarding the heap memory. Now what happened here is that when you are trying to do this comparison equals comparison with T1 in T2, so when executing this statement, first it will check if the current class content equals method. It will check whether this equals method is present in this test class. Now, if it is present in this test class, then it will execute the equals method which is present in the test class. But here we don't have the equals method inside this test class. Therefore, so this is, since this is dealing with the object class equals method will be returned, or object method equals will be called. Now, since T1 and T2 are pointing to different objects, so I've told you that when we are creating the object with the help of new keyword, so it is storing in the heap memory. It is storing in the heap memory where the reference variable are independent. So it will not refer to the previous object where duplication is also allowed. So therefore, two separate memory is being allocated, and I have told you that this equals method which is in the object is doing the reference comparison. Reference comparison. Is it? So I have told you that when you are calling the equals method which is present in the object, it is during the reference comparison. So since these T1 and T2 are pointing to different object, so that's why it is returning the false. Since T1 and T2 are pointing to different object, it is returning a false. So this is the point regarding this example. Now let's see another example. Let's check it with a string. So here we are trying to call the equals method which is present in the object class. Now let's try to call the equals method from the string class. So let's try to create a string object here. String s1 is equal to new. Let's not use new. Let's just without using new. So let's say we have Tashi. Let's say we have and s2 is equal to Tashi. And let's try to compare these two S1 and S2 here. S1 and S1 and S2. So let's try to compare this. So your immediate answer will be false, because here we are getting false. So let's check it whether it's false or not. Let's check it here. Let's just try to compile and execute. Compile success. Let's try to execute. So our assumption is wrong. It is true. Now why it is true, I'm just going to explain you here. So our output is true. Now I have told you in the previous, so these are all linked with the previous examples. So when you are creating object with the help of, without using the new keyword, it is, these objects are created in the SCP memory, string constant pool memory. Now since the content is same, so this S1 and S2 will be pointing to the same object Tashi. So that's why what happens is when you are calling the equals method, instead of calling the equals method which is present in the object class, it will call the uh, equals method which is present in the string class. Now this object class and string class, I've told you it is present, it is the uh, predefined classes in Java. Now I've told you that the object class equals method does the reference comparison, whereas equals method which is present in the string class performs the content comparison. So since here Tashi and Tashi is same, so it is giving the true return type. So here I've explained you why we are getting the false, because of the heap it is referring to. So here the equals is calling the object class equals, so that's why it is doing the reference comparison. Since it is not pointing to the same object, so that's why it is running false. Whereas here it is calling the equals method which is present in the string class. Since the equals method which is present in the string class does the content comparison, since we have Tashi and Tashi, it is returning the true. Okay, now this is just for your understanding, I'm just writing it just for you to remember. Object class so object class equals method is called for this, and it is comparing the reference variable, unlike upper one. For here it is string class equals method is being called. And what are this equals method in the string does is that it does content content comparison. Now we have another class, that is string buffer. Let's check for the string buffer. String buffer sp, let's say sp1 is equal to new. So this is, with the help of string buffer, this is the only approach to create the object by using new object. There is no other methods to create a string buffer object. This is just for your information. So let's say we have content sonum. Let's try to copy this. Let's say the reference variable is sp2, and we have the same content. Now just guess the output. So your immediate answer will be, it will return 2 because we have same content. So let's just check it. So, I forgot to print here. I forgot to compare here. So let's check compare SP2 and SP1 and SP2. So our assumption is it will return true. Let's check whether it's true or false. I forgot to save it. Let's save it. Java C. Java. So we are getting the false. Why we are getting the false? The explanation is same as what I've given here. So for your information, for the string buffer, now for this, I mean, let's start from here. String, this equals method is override from the object equals method. So these are already predefined by James Gosling. So it's already predefined. Okay, when they are developing the Java, they have developed this way. So this equals method in the string class is overridden from this object class. Now, unlike this string, in string buffer, this equals method is not overridden or override. So what happens is this is not true. Now our return type is false. We have checked with the compilation and execution, right? Now, for just for your information, for this string buffer, we don't have the equals method. Now, what happens when we do this is internally or by default, equals method of this object class will be executed. So what does the equals method of the object class does is the reference comparison. Since we are creating the object with a new operator here, a new keyword here, I mean new keyword. So these objects are created in the heap memory. So therefore, these two SP and SB1 and SB2 are pointing to different independent objects. So therefore, it is giving false. So I think hope you have understood regarding this. Now, I think this is the final case, that is case 6. Paste this for reference. Let's say we are done with this case file. Now let's do case 6. We're almost done now. Now case 6 is regarding the conversion. Now conversion in the sense how to convert string to string buffer and string buffer to string. So these two we will discuss with the example. Okay. Just remove this. Let's say we have let's say str string is equal to trashy and string buffer is b new. Let's say we are trying to print str. So this is how we are. So this example is, let's just type it here. Conversion of string to string buffer. How we can convert string to string buffer. So here we have a string object Ashi. So how we are going to convert this string object to string buffer is just by this line, that is string buffer sb new string buffer. Just give this reference variable here. By default, it will be converted into string buffer. So just before this, I have told you that this string class cannot be modified. So since this is the immutable nature, so and this string buffer is the mutable nature. We can't modify this string. Once it is declared, we can't modify this string object. So in order to modify this string object, we have to convert it to the string buffer, and then we have to do the modification for this string. So let's say in your so when these things will be required is, let's say in your project you might be having a requirement like you have declared one string and you want to reverse this string, but when you are trying to reverse this string directly, you are not allowed to modify this string. So how you will do is, you will just convert this string that is already present into string buffer, and then you can do the modification. So here I'm just declaring the string tashi. I'm creating the string object, and then I'm just um, converting this string to the string buffer with this line, and then I'm trying to reverse it. So how we can do the reverse is sp dot revtr sc reverse, revtr sc reverse. Now this reverse method is also present in the string class. So these are already predefined at the time of development of the Java. So these are the predefined methods that we are using. So let's try to save this and try to execute whether we are able to convert this string to string buffer. Java, yes. So here we are able to modify, we are able to convert this string, and we are able to do the reverse. So this is the conversion of string to string buffer. Now the second one is, let's do for conversion of string buffer to string. Let's just see, we have one string buffer object here. This is string buffer to, let's say we have one content, we have sonam. Let's say we have sonam here, and we want to convert this string buffer to string. So how we will do is, just so this string returns string. To declare string, give one reference variable str1 is equal to, just so let's say we have this sp1, just do sp1 dot to string. So just call this to string method, it will convert it to string buffer. Now let's just try to print this. So this line is how we are converting this string buffer to string. So after this sonam will be not able to modify after this line. Till here, it will be able to modify. It is the mutable nature of the string buffer class. Now let's try to print this. It's not reverse. Directly printing this is str1. So here we are able to convert. We are able to do the conversion. So I think that's all with the string conversion. Case 6. So we are done with this case 6. And I've also told the requirement of this string conversion and all. And now I want to discuss some more points. So we have a few minutes left. So let me just cover a few points. That is, let's discuss on this. Uh, so till here we are done with the 6 cases regarding this string and its string buffer, the string manipulation. Now, for your just for more information, I'm just going to give some few informations regarding this equals equals versus this equal equal to operator. Now, regarding this equals versus this equal to operator, so this is the frequently asked questions in the exam, or if you're attending an interview for Java. So if you're asked to uh, give the difference between this equal and equal to operator, so you have to know this. So it's very important knowing the difference between this equal to operator. So if I share one of my experience, so in one of my interview, I was asked to tell the difference between this equals method and this equals to operator. What I have told them was I've told him that this equals is a method and this equal to is operator. And the another point I told him was this equals to operator will be used in advanced level, and this equals to operator he will use in a normal way. So the interviewer was giving a strange smile and saying, okay, okay. But luckily, I think my answer was not up to his expectation, looking at his strange smile. So therefore, if you are into my same place in future, so you should not be telling this is a equals method, or this is a operator, or this will be used in the advanced level, or this will be used in a normal level. Okay, so you should understand in depth meaning of this equals to method and this equals to operator. So the difference between this equals to method and equals to operator is that now this equals to, so you should say it something like this: these equals to methods are present in the object class which performs the reference comparison. And another point that you have to tell is that equals methods are present in the string class which performs the content comparison. If it is in the object, it contains reference comparison. If it is in the string, it performs content comparison. Now, with string buffer, it performs the reference comparison. Okay, so this is the points regarding this equals operator. You should be saying that way. So this equals method is present in the object class and it performs reference comparison. And this equals method is also present in the string class and it performs the comparison. And regarding this equals to operator, so you have to say something like this. Now equals to is an operator which performs the reference comparison. In the entire Java, this equals to operator will perform the reference comparison. It will never perform the content comparison. So this should be the answer. This equals versus uh, equals method versus equal to operator. So this is very important interviewer, or in the project level, or in any exams that you perform or you are attending. So you have to know the difference between this equals versus equal to. This sounds very similar. Equals. Okay. Now another point that I have to uh, let you know is the regarding this length was I mean length versus length method. Now, for your information, this equals method, this length, these are all predefined methods which are present in the Java.lang package. Okay, maybe it will be present in object class or string class or string buffer. There are 100 plus methods which is present in those string and object. Okay. Now, regarding this length versus length, so this was the second question that I was asked in the interview. So now my answer was similar to the upper one, that is length is a variable, then this length is a method. So this should not be your answer, okay? So you have to understand in that. So your answer should be something like this: length is a variable. So it's very similar, no? It sounds similar, and we have to know the difference. So this length is a variable which finds the length of the array or the size of the array. So this variable, what does the function of this length is? It will find the length of the array or size of the array, whereas this length method is a method which finds the length of the string. So let me just give a simple example regarding this length and length. So I think this is understandable. So let's say always class test. We have a class test. So let's say we have one. Let's declare one. Let's declare one in array. So this array it will cover in later classes. Okay. So if you're confusing what I'm doing right now, just don't worry. This will be covered in the later classes. Array is equal to new and int int 200. And let's try to use the length variable to find the length or the size of this array. So SOSTM system.out. So just here dot. So this example is length versus length method. Now for the method, let's declare one string. String str is equal to, let's say we have Tashi. Now we want to find the length of this string. So how we can find the length of this string is by using the length method. Just do str dot length. Just save this. Let's try to execute. Compilation Java test. So we are able to see the difference between this length and the length method. So this length variable, it is used to find the size of the area. Our size of the area is 200 and our length of the string is 5. So if we count here, 1 2 3 4 5. So this is the difference between this length and the length variable versus length method. So I think that's all with the today's lesson. So the string manipulation. Now for your information, the string and the string buffer class we have discussed on this string and the string buffer class. Now this string and the string buffer class contains number of methods. Okay. So this string and the string buffer class contains number of methods, and it is not possible to discuss all the methods in this class uh, because of the limited time. But I will show you what are the methods that is present in those two classes, and I want you to Google it out or you can explore it yourself. So because there is in one class there is, for example, string class, there is 100 plus methods, and for the object also there is 100 plus methods. So it's not possible to discuss all these methods. So I think you have to Google it out and explore it yourself. So if you are really interested, so some of the methods we have already used it, like equals to string method. There is like compare to method. Also we have also like char, add, reverse, append, because multiple methods. I have some of them I have already used it. So other remaining methods, I want you to Google it out and explore it yourself. So this is just for information. So now, before winding up, I just wanted to let you know how to check the various methods which is present in the string and the buffer. Okay. Now the command to check is java p. So if you do java p, now our string class, that is the inbuilt, I mean predefined string class, is present in java dot lang package, and we have in this java dot lang we have a string class. Just give the name of the string, and if you do java p java dot lang dot string, then if you hit enter, so these are the methods which is present in this string. I just lost it, string. So this is the string, right? So this is the string file, string class. It's just for your understanding I'm showing. So this is the string class, inbuilt string class. Now inside this java file, that is string class, there is these many methods. So this is the command that you can know the methods which is present in this java.lang.string. So we have multiple methods like string here, string. We have let me see here. We have code point eight, then is empty method, then char eight method, then get car. Multiple methods are here. So like hash code, index of. So these methods you have to explore it yourself because it's very important when you are developing the projects and all. So for this lesson, I've used like some of like equals to method and all. So this is how we are checking the methods which is present in the string. And if you want to check the methods for this string buffer, you can do just to java p java dot lang dot. You just give the class name that is string buffer. This string buffer is also here have string buffer open, so it is in the java.lang package. This is inbuilt. This is string dot buffer. Now inside this string dot buffer there are also number of methods. So this is the command that you use to find the methods which is present in the class, in this string dot buffer class. So if you just hit enter, so this is how. Now inside this string dot buffer class there is multiple methods like append method, then we also have an insert method and all. So multiple methods, 100 plus methods are there. So I want you to explore on these other methods, okay? Because it is important. You have to explore it yourself. This now, for your information, just before this, we have one error that is we are given a null value instead of this our data. So I think I'll come back to on that error on next week because I'm also learning and you are also learning. So let's learn together and let's grow together. So I think we are done with today's lesson, and thank you for watching. So we will see you in the next lesson. Thank you.